All right, what's up, guys? We're back with another one here. Now, this has been a long time coming. I have been talking about it on stream, but we have finally fixed the old BlazBlue tier list. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was a couple years, like 3 years ago, Japan put out a group tier list. I got it right here. I actually have a video on it on this channel where we went over it and how we disagreed with a lot of the picks here. So, together with the stream, together with the Western BlazBlue community, we updated the list. Now, the rules were we had to keep this goofy ranking system. God, SS, like all these little divisions here. I'm just going to come out and say you don't need to divide the ranks up this much, but for the sake of fun, we decided to keep those rules there. So, yeah, I'm just going to share it, go over the changes with it with you, and in the end, if you just want to skip to, I'll show you the proper tier list without all these goofy rules. But if you like this stuff, hit that sub button. BlazBlue is still alive and well. The meta is changing. It's crazy, man. When did this game come? It was like 8, 9, 10 years old. I forget, but it's still getting updated. Anyway, without any further ado, so here's the original tier list, the updated, the corrected, the finalized tier list. Ready? Ta-da! There you go. So I'm not going to go over every single character one by one, but I do want to just kind of point out some of the big changes. We'll go down from the top here. So the first thing you might notice is the God tier has been reduced. In the original, they had Lychee up there. We kicked Lychee's ass out. The God tier is only 3 characters. So, I also need to mention too, this list is ordered from left to right. So the best character in the game is Rachel. That has not changed, right? Yeah, they had the top 3 like that too. We agree with this top 3. Rachel's number 1. Rachel could even be on her own tier, I think. That's how strong Rachel is. But Rachel, Izanami, Carl. These are the 3 God tiers. Why are they so good? They are the probably scariest characters to block. They have the most intimidating offense. Then they have really goofy neutral control and like unique game mechanics. I don't need to break it down for you, but they really do things that no one else can do. The only downside is that they do require a good player to pilot. So if you're like a newer player, you're watching out, don't be afraid of these characters. Don't pick them just because they're strong. This is a tier list for the highest level of play, and these 3 characters are just cracked. They're cracked. I can't get over it enough. Anyway, down in the SS, the big promotion here. Actually, we got 2 big promotions here. We moved Mai up, and more importantly, we moved Coconut. Look how low they had Kokonoi before. They had Kokonoi way down there, but we moved Coconut up to top 5. The reason why Kokonoi is up there is because she kind of does what the God tier does. I would just say slightly less stable. Just a little bit less stable, but she still has that same game plan of she can control the screen. She has unique mechanics that really are one of a kind, and then the scariest character to block. The other thing, too, I want to say, Kokonoi tech has been developed by the West. So when the JP tier list came out, that was like 3 years ago, I think. They're missing a lot of Kokonoi tech. So the Golden Taker combos, Golden Taker confirms are just cracked, but the new tech with Super Ball mix-ups. So Kokonoi has these setups where she'll do a full combo in the Super Ball, and then she'll mix you up there, where if you get hit by that mix-up, you die. You just get melted right there for 50 meter. So she's super strong. The reason why Mai is up here, so I guess I should point out Mai, Bang, Naoto, and S to a little bit lesser extent. But these characters are really, really strong, as in they can deal with the other top tiers. Their neutral games are just so good. Their mobility is so good. Some of their neutral skips are really good that they can kind of get on top of the top tiers and prevent them from really getting started. Mai does it better than everybody else. She's got no bad matchups, just flying around the screen, stabbing. So she definitely moves up there. Although she is a bit different from the other top tiers. Down in the S tier, the big promotion here, look at this. You see 9? This is the JP list. You see how low 9 is? Get the hell out of here. I moved 9's ass up. You get a lot of 9 down play. Even from the JP players, there was a lot of 9 down play. After that tier list came out, 9 won. There was like 3 9s in top 8 of like national tournaments and everything. Like she's winning tournaments. She's dominating everybody. Character is super cracked. She got nerfed. She's a bit unorthodox, but just the fact that she's got built-in 50-50, she's got built-in unblockables, it's just, you can't deny that. The other promotion too here is Izoi. So the original tier list had Izoi a little bit lower, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Is the original tier list was made by Izoi player. Automatically, you know how it works, right? If you make the tier list, your character gets demoted a little bit, so they had her down like, oh, she's like mid-tier AA. No, I don't think so. Izoi moved her ass up. Next is AA. So I think the big demotion here, the thing we got to point out is Arakune drop down. As the number 1 Arakune hater, this was very hard for me to do, but as bullshit as Arakune is, he is not a stable character, as in the matchups he wins, he destroys, he dominates. The matchups he loses really hard. The thing is, even the matchups he loses, he can still just touch you once and steal it. So without a doubt, he's a busted character. Without a doubt, he's a really, really good character. But if we're just talking about stable, I would not put him up there with the rest. So he got moved down a little bit. And then Jin stays the same. And we move Valk up too. We move Valk up. But what I want to point out right now is this AA tier. This, I would say, is the cutoff. I would say like this AA tier, this is the cutoff of like the top tier. And then now we're going into like the high mid, right? The top mid here. So let's go to the A tier. The big demotions, Hakumen, Susanoo, Hazama, especially Susanoo. Look how high they had Susanoo before. They had him at top 10. They had a number 9 character. I don't know. We moved Susanoo's ass down. He's a good character. Don't get it twisted, but he does have a lot of bad matchups. He is easy to kind of space out. He is easy to zone out. His overheads are susceptible to overdrive, even just blocking and punishing, right? So he's definitely a gorilla. But if you get to the matchup, you can kind of just ice him. Hakumen as well. Hakumen got dropped, but it was very hard to do. I'm a Hakumen believer. Like I'd be willing to put Hakumen up in AA. He's really strong, but he got dropped a little bit as well. The big promo was Relius. They had Relius quite low. We moved him up. Just very, very solid character. His flowchart is super good. He just drops 50 meter, takes his turn back, puts you in a mix up here. I think he's just not a very flashy character. You just run the game plan over and over, just very, very effective. So now we move down to the B tier. The big promotion here is my GOAT. Look at this. Look at the JP tiers. Look where they had Ragna. Look how low they had Ragna. I will not accept any Ragna slander. So he got his ass moved way up to top of B tier. Now, I understand their thoughts on Ragna, where it's kind of like, why would you pick Ragna when this is a better Ragna, this is a better Ragna. But it's the same thing with 9, where they had him ranked super low, and then Ragna's just every top 8, Ragna's popping in there. Just Ragna doing so well. He's just such a solid character with nothing flashy, right? His mix-up game is not that scary, but the neutral buttons, dash 5B, jump C, right? Even just 5C. His basic game plan, as long as you have good defense, and of course you got DP to help out as well, he's just too solid. What else happened in B tier? Tager got promoted. Yes, sir. He got promoted. This is another character where he loses hard, but all it takes is one chance, right? All it takes is one touch, one spark bolt. You're in the blender right now. And then Azrael got demoted. We demoted Azrael. He's down there. He's cool. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's just not really that scary. He's not that terrifying, right? His neutral game is all right, but it's easy to keep him out, right? His mix-up is reactable. I think that's another big thing too is, I don't know if I mentioned this at the start. Something to point out is that Japan played this game on arcades, right? So arcades have built in, 4 frames of lag or something? But arcade cabinets are laggy, which means mix-ups are much harder to block in arcades. So the kind of mix-ups, let's say eyes are 5D, right? The kind of mix-ups that are borderline blockable, that extra lag makes them much harder to block. But now that everyone is playing on console with the reduced input lag, those mix-ups are super easy to block. That's what we see a lot of times, right? Bringing up the GOAT Monarch, when the JP players come over to America and he just blocks. He just stands there and blocks their entire mix-up and then destroys them. That's definitely a kind of like a mind break. It's definitely like an eye-opener if you're used to these mix-ups hitting. So Azrael, get demoted here. Down in the C tier, we're getting down to the bottom here. The big promo, my girl Celica. The JP list had her at bottom 1, right? The original list had Celica as the worst character in the game. That is slander. When I saw that, I was tight. I was like, there is no way Celica's bottom 1. I think she's just more of a rare character, and they don't know. But Celica is super ignorant. I'm not saying she's good. I'm not saying she's a good character, but the way you have to play her, just watch Bobby. If you don't know, the Evo champion this year, Bobby Maverick, that's a Celica player. He shows you how you play that character. She is not a patient, ground-based, footsie neutral character. No, she is an ignorant. She's got 2 different dive kicks, right? Full screen armored overhead. She got armored DP. She got left, right with the car. She just shenanigans. You have to be very, very fast. You got to do a lot of shenanigans. She's got the tools really kind of just overwhelm you. So she's definitely scary. Platinum got demoted. Just overrated character. Amane got demoted. Unfortunately, I think Amane is hard. I think they had Amane very, very high. They had Amane at AA. I think Amane is a hard choice. He's a character that, of course, I keep bringing it up, wins very, very hard, but also loses very, very hard. I feel like Amane could probably be the one character that could get moved back up, but I need someone to show me. I need one of you Western Amane players to step up and put up some results, and then we'll see. But anyway, now we go to the D tier. Unfortunately, Makoto, you've been demoted. You got put down into the bottom tier just because we had to toss you down there. But Makoto's not bad. I think she's a worse Ragna. We keep talking about better Ragnas. I feel like she's a worse Ragna. Just very, very straightforward, just rush down and everything, but not too threatening, right? Not too threatening. She can still win. She's a bit more stable. The rest of the bottom tier, though, we had to decide. Bullet got demoted as well. Again, she's a robbery character, but not too stable. We had to decide who is the worst character in the game, because it's definitely not Celica. We had a hot debate. Was it going to be Noelle? Was it going to be Terumi? And we ended up going with Terumi. Sorry to all the Terumi bros out there. If you don't know what makes him so bad, it's just that his he's very fast, but his neutral is not really that good. He's very, very short range, right? Very, very short range on his buttons. His mix is there, but it's not terrifying. But the good news is that he does have robbery potential. It's just kind of like he needs overdrive to do it. Other characters don't. You can still style. Like, if you want to be a Terumi player, you can still style, but you have to work harder. You have to learn his setups. You got to learn everything. And then it's just not worth it right there. But there we go. That's it. That is the updated tier list. And like I said at the start, there is no need, right? There's no need to have all of these breakdowns here. We only did this because that's how the original tier list was ordered. This is the proper tier list. This is a much, this one I'm about to share. This is a much more realistic BlazBlue tier list, like this. Right? You don't need to break down. Like, you're really not gonna be like, all right, hold on. Like Kokonoi and Lychee, they don't belong in the same tier. They have to be separated. Or like, oh, Hazama and Mew 12, no, they got to be in separate tiers. No. Basically, you have the gods, you got the bums on the bottom, and then you have top and mid right there. And the mid tier is still good, but I don't think I'm gonna lie to you and say that like the mid tier is tournament. These guys at the highest level of play. I'm talking about at like the highest level of play. I don't think the mid tier is going to win the tournament between two kind of like equal scale. You really have to outplay if you're going to win with a mid tier character. The god in the top, they got some cheap stuff. They can rob. They'll carry you right there. But anyway, there you go. That is the new, I will stop referring to the JP tier list from now on. This is the new updated tier list. This is what I'm going to be using every time I talk about the current tiers here. Like always, this is up for debate. You can send me hate mail. You can send me whoever you disagree with. It's hard, man. We spent hours on this, and I'm still not satisfied. Like, even though this is my list, I'm still not satisfied. I still want to like, hold on. I've been tinkering with. I just had to like stop and just put it out there. But if there's anything you really disagree with, like, don't be like, I think Hazama's better than Mew 12. Like, I don't care about that. But if there's anything you really disagree with, Coconut should be down in A, or like, oh, what are you talking about? Kagura needs to go up to SS. If you really think something is off, someone needs to be moved, let me know. I'll think about it. Maybe we can put an updated version. Or even better yet, if you want to prove your character is good or bad, hop on the lobbies that I host and show us in action there. But anyway, if you're still watching, thank you. Like I said, BlazBlue's really fun. It's all I've been on like a BlazBlue only kick for a month now, month and a half. I'm hooked, man. Yeah, that's it for this one. Also, the last thing I want to say too, if you're a new player, if you're picking up, do not pick a character based on this tier list. I have another tier list about character difficulty. Watch that one. I would suggest pick an easier character if you're going to start this game. Anyway, like always, hit that sub button. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.